Here's like 3 different countries all saying that we were never allowed to do the things that these Hales boys are in a podcast saying they were allowed to do in their childhood. And we have to remind too everybody that all 4 Hales boys that are on there they're all older too, right? Like we're not dealing with just 20-year-olds here. They were all around when we were around. When we weren't able to do what they're saying they're doing, we were not allowed to do that. That's the whole controversy there, is that if they're talking about things that they're doing in their childhood that we know. So Lane and I are Canada. Gilly is the UK. Peter is New Zealand. Here's like 3 different countries all saying that we were never allowed to do the things that these Hales boys are in a podcast saying they were allowed to do in their childhood. We were not allowed that. So, like, this is the whole hypocrisy of the palace trying to talk and relate to the peasants, because all of us peasants were never allowed to do this. And here, their first podcast is, the king's sons coming out and letting everybody else inside there know of what the freedom they had. But again, in either way, it's this complete hypocrisy over what the regular grassroots brethren were allowed to do versus those in the top of the hierarchy.
And this kid down the street wanted to play with me after school, and I had to take my Matchbox cars down the end of our long driveway and play with them by the letterbox, because that was all I was allowed to do, and only for half an hour.
Do you know how many times I wasn't allowed to do that? So either way, they're shooting themselves in the foot. And if they're telling the truth, they're shooting themselves in the foot.